Good morning. I've been here since 1978, and when I'm asked to give my testimony, it's sort of like, wow, where do you start? God's been blessing me those 42 years, I think it is, and the only way I can explain it, I guess, is grace, God's grace toward me. And I looked that up in my study Bible, and grace is divine favor, that which gives joy, and that which is a free gift. And wow, that says it all. I came here as a kid that grew up on a farm, one horse farm, one cow farm. My dad was pretty strict. We went to church on the main holidays, Easter, Christmas, candlelight service, the whole 10 yards. But never heard anything spiritual through my whole childhood. And my dad used to say, I should have became a preacher. And I don't know if that was because he was so strict or if he was convicted about what the Lutheran pastor said in the United Church of Christ we attended. I just couldn't figure it out. But anyway, to make a long story short, I met my wife through my best friend. And being unsaved, we dated, of course. And one thing led to another. I went to Vietnam, got drafted, went to Vietnam. God gave me grace through that. When I consider some of the stuff that these guys have gone through, it was like a vacation for me. And sometimes I am actually embarrassed to wear my Vietnam stuff because of that. I'm just like I am now. How in the world can I stand here because of what God's granted me? But I'm going to stand here and tell you about it. One of the biggest blessings of my life is my wife. Now, I give her all kinds of garbage because I guess I've made her just about as hard as I am. And she had German heritage too, so sometimes we get into it, but I always win, of course, because I'm the head of the house, right? You want to know how that goes. But anyway, she was influential in me getting saved. One of the kids I went to school with, when we terrorized the grade school, I came back from Vietnam and I found out that this kid had married the pastor's daughter that went to school with my sister. I couldn't believe it. Danny married the Bible thumper's daughter? You gotta be kidding me. So it wasn't long. We moved into the house where they moved out, so it wasn't long till the daughter came knocking on my door, and Jenny started to go to church on Wednesdays, and I'd go to my father's, and we'd do what unsaved people do, work on cars, shoot, drink, do whatever. One day I came home from church on Wednesday. I came home from my dad's house on Wednesday night. Jenny said, "Pastor's coming to see you." Big deal. I went through Vietnam. I was one of the best shots in the neighborhood. What's he going to do to me? I'm a self-made guy. I got it figured out. And he walked in there, and he asked me, he said, he hit me right in the knees. He started talking about guns and shooting and deer hunting. And I thought, wow. He even shot the same rifle I did, hand-loaded his own ammunition. So, wow, he got me good. And then he asked me, he said, Jenny went to church. She got saved, and he got a young boy right here, and he's not saved. He doesn't have to be saved because he's not old enough to understand that he needs to be saved. He said, if you were all in a car somewhere, wrecked somewhere, and you all died, where would you end up? Where would you spend eternity? I don't know. You'd die, go to the grave. Never thought anything about it. And he sat down, he opened up the Bible, and he showed me what salvation was, what the plan of salvation was. And I trusted Christ as my Savior that night. And since then, I've had, have occasions when you get backslidden and you think, man, am I saved? But God, I always go back to what they always tell you when you talk to somebody. Tell them to go back to the day when you trusted Christ. And that's an encouragement. By the way, this testimony is not what I had written down here. I spent 3 days putting it together, but God's changed my mind. I decided I was going to give you my testimony. But anyway, I got saved, and within 3 weeks, I was leading the singing in Sunday school and running a junior church. Holy smoke. You got to be kidding me. 3 weeks ago, I was a drunk, that kind of stuff. Here I am, but the pastor had faith in me, and now through that, I ended up coming to Fairhaven Church. And that's when I thought, man, I got a pickup truck. I'm going to be able to work out there. I came out here and I thought, okay, so you're not the only guy with a pickup truck. There's a lot of people out here working. It's not just a 29-person church. These people are on fire out here. So I jumped right in, and it's been fun. I've had the opportunity to drive bus, see the children come in for 30-some years, working junior church. I always beat Mr. Brady up about the choir, but one of the biggest blessings of my life right now is singing those songs that we sing. There's nothing to get. I wrote the verse down. It talks about making a joyful noise. Let's see what it is. What's it say? Ephesians 5:19, it says, speaking to yourself in songs, psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, and singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord. That's when I sing those songs, I don't sing very well. I do make a joyful noise. But I beat some of these guys up. I call them yodelers because they sing well. But God's allowed me to sing in the choir. I mean, every Sunday I come to church. I feel like it's a new day. I get challenged about everything that's being preached. And especially going back to the basics. Good night. I can't lay my head on the pillow without being convicted because I didn't give the guy at Menards a track. I mean, it just drives me nuts. And you know what? Tomorrow I'll go to Menards and I won't remember to give that dude a track. What is up with that? I mean, I don't know. Mr. Hall's Sundays, Mr. Hall's class, he teaches our Bible class. Get an opportunity to go out and tell people about Jesus Christ. And it's funny because I can go into some of these homes because of, I forgot to tell you, I worked 28 years in the prison too, so everybody thinks I hate everybody, but I don't. It's just part of the prison routine to second look at someone and to pay attention to what's going on around. Everybody kind of thinks that guy's cracked. What's he looking at me like that for? Well, I don't know. That was just part of the routine when you're 28 years in the prison. You watch body language, and it's hard to get over. But I am kind of hard to get along with. But God's seen fit to save me. He's given me the blessings of a good church, a wife, examples of what we need to be, and a pastor that loves us. And he wants the best for us, even when he rips us up. And I just can't, I could stand here all day and tell you that God's just, it's amazing. If you're out there and you've come here today and you came on the bus or you came because your friend brought you, there's more to it than a bus ride. God's will got you here today. And if you pay attention and you realize that these people that are talking to you, they care more about you then your mothers or dads, or anyone that's close to you, your friends, and you pay attention to them, you walk away from here today with the joy that I have. And it'll be something that when you get up in the morning, it won't be, where's Joe at? I need my fix. What am I going to do today? It'll be something that God will wake you up. If you pay attention and get down here when the pastor preaches, and open up your heart, get rid of your prejudices. God will save you too. I never thought in a million years, when I was a young snot, that I'd be standing here in front of 800 people bragging. But I'm bragging about what Jesus Christ has done. And you can do the same.